Flack math! Give me some math and I'll give you some flack. Flack math!
Okay, let's get down to business here. Number one, Mia ran 5 laps in 6 minutes. So let's write that. 787. Practice test 8. Number one, Mia ran 5 laps in 6 minutes.
This is Roland. This is fine. This minute. This is Roland. Upstairs to pick your guest.
So here's what I would say. 5 laps in 6 minutes and 50 seconds. What should we do to make that simpler? Any suggestions? Yeah, Kiara?
I multiplied 60 times 6 and then added.
Yep. Convert it all to seconds. So 360 plus 550 is like 410, right?
Yep.
Okay, so there's our ratio. How many seconds did it take Mia to run 5 laps? Well, we just answered that. 410 seconds. Okay, and then we got, let's see here, Mia's average time for running each lap. So each lap. So we need to reduce this fraction to 1 lap. So we're going to divide both of them by 5. You get 1 and then 82. So 82 seconds or 1 minute.
Mrs. Bremba, you are next.
22
seconds.
seconds.
Mrs. Bremba. That worked out for me.
Does that work? Number 2 or number 1, A and B? Does that seem right? Okay, good. All right, number 2, draw a diagram of this statement, then answer the questions below. You don't have to draw a diagram. You can if you want. It just kind of helps you visualize it. So of the 104 members, so here's 104's total, 25% had blue eyes. So 25%, what fraction is that? What's 25%? Hunter? 1/4. So it's about right there. So I'm going to say blue eyes. So that's 25%. Okay. So what's the rest? What percent didn't have blue eyes? Hunter? 75. So remember, one skill that you need to know is the what's left skill. Okay. So if you had, for example, 18/20ths of the pie, what fraction is left? 2/20ths. That's right. And you should see a doctor because that's a lot of pie. All right. So that's blue. All right. Of the how many members did not have blue eyes? Okay. So how do you figure out what 75% of 104 is?
This is France. Mrs. France is our next recipient. Step out into the hallway and choose your guest.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. I read it 70 instead of 25. It's 75%.
I'm going to correct you on that.
Too late.
Yeah.
So that's the blue, right? Okay. How do you figure out 75% of something? Do you guys know how to do that? Divide by what? Yeah, and then you multiply by 3. So 3/4 of that, you could do that. So what is that? 21 or no? 26 and 3 of those. That's confusing. Is there a better way to do this? Okay, I don't think I've taught you how to find the percent of something yet, have I? Okay, that's all right. So how many did not have blue eyes? How many members had blue eyes? So if this is 25%, 1/4 of 104, that's just 26. So when you find 1/4 of something, you're just dividing by 4, right? When you find an elephant of something, you just divide by elephant. When you find 1/5 of something, you divide by 5. Okay, so 26, not blue eyes. How many did have blue eyes? Well, you could find 75%. If this is 1/4 and this is 3/4, that means that's 3 of these. So that'd be what, 78? Is that what you got? Or you could just subtract 104 minus 26 to get 78 as well. Technically, it's not 78 blue eyes. How many blue eyes are there?
It'd be
156, yep. Unless they're had some war injuries and only had one eye.
like a dog and has like one white eye.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Yes, sir.
Or if they have the disorder where they have two different colored eyes.
Let's go. That's a genetic mutation. It's a genetic mutation. Did you guys see First Class? That's like his pickup line, I think. All right, number 3. The length of a line segment is 81 millimeters. How long is the segment in centimeters? You don't even need to draw this, but you can if you want. How do you convert millimeters to centimeters? You know how to do it, Kiara?
I did it because I know that there's 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. So I kind of just like did up and I ended up with 8.1 centimeters.
That's
Or
right.
you can just move the decimal one place.
Right, so if you guys know your prefixes, kilometers, hectometers, decameters, meters, decimeters, centimeters, millimeters. If you're going from millimeters to centimeters, you're just moving the decimal one place to the left. So that equals 8.1 centimeters. But yeah.
Mr. Flack, you are next. Mr. Flack.
Yeah.
You're being seven. Where? On the woody, the wood. Well, that's nice. Yes, that's no. No. Hungry-eyed alien monster.
I'll figure it out when I get home. All right, thank you for your patience. I'm just have to collect all my winnings. What the?
It's terrible. Right?
Is that supposed to be a face? This is me.
The one scared. You're gonna mom scared.
Boy, you are next. Watch the boy. Yes,
Talon right
top of
there.
the stairs, Steve.
Okay, so you guys know your prefixes. This is the best way to do it. You're just moving the decimal. Just follow the diagram. If you go one to the left on the diagram, you go one to the left with your decimal. Okay? Good? Okay.
Mr. Flack, you should sound out the abbreviations all in order.
I should. Have we gone through that? Do you know why they're like that? Because this half is Greek. So it's like kilometer, hectometer, decameter. And then over here, there's the Latin. So it's like decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. Very soft and gentle.
No, you should do it. It's like.
Oh, okay. Like that? It was a French person trying to cuss. Okay, let's go. Let's do number 4.
Right?
It almost is the Flack math logo because
Oh, yeah.
this is my,
Hey, it's Mr. Flack the pirate.
this used to be my Flack attack coupon, which I used to give away. And that's me in like December because that's my, but the Hannah blood didn't go down. Okay, number 4. Here we go. So we're going to round this guy to the nearest thousandth. Okay, which digit is in the thousandth place? Grady?
The third.
The third one, so that 2. So we're going to look at the 6. We need that 6. We need it, and then we're going to kill it. Okay? That's what you do when you round. You need to interrogate the next digit over for information, and then you kill them. It's a bad way to do business. But you're a terrorist, so it doesn't matter. Yes?
Yeah, they ask him if he's like how old he is.
That's right.
He's older than 5. Yeah, maybe you make the other
Yeah, let me promote that guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Younger, you don't.
So he is above 5, so we're going to make that a 3. And then you can just get rid of, since it's a decimal, instead of putting all zeros, 3 zeros, which isn't wrong, it's just not necessary. So if you were able to reduce a decimal, then you just get rid of all the hanging zeros on the right side. Okay? That's it. Does that make sense? 5 or above, give that number a shove up 1. Okay? If that was 4 or below, keep it low at 2, but it's 5 or above. All right, number 5. The measurement of 2 angles of a triangle is 74 and 30 degrees. So if this is 74 degrees and this is 30 degrees, how do you figure out that third angle? Grady knows, anyone else? How do you find the third angle of a triangle? How would we know that? Are you looking behind me? Yeah, Hunter or Marin. Marin has a hand up. Yeah, they all have to add up to 180, right? So you got to go 180 minus these two added together, which is 104. So that's just 30 plus 74. So what is that? Let's see here. You get 96, right? No. You get 176. Nope. You get 76. Sorry. I'm like way off. All right, let's just check it to make sure. What's 76 plus 74? 150 plus 30, 180. That works. So, how many degrees do the angles in a triangle add up to? 180. Good. All right. Number 6. Write 38 and 37 hundredths as a decimal number. So 38 and 37 hundredths. So this ends in the hundredths place. What if it was 38 and 37 thousandths? How would you write that?
It's 38.0.
Good, because it has to end in the thousandths place. But it ends in the hundredths place, so that's where it is. Now let's write it as a mixed number. How do you write that as a mixed number? Well, let's say it first. How do you say that number? Well, it's in the problem.
38, 37.
38 and 37. That's right. And that's reduced, so you're done. Just make sure that fraction is reduced and then move on with your life. Get over it. Okay, so that's A. That's B. Don't forget to answer all the questions. A lot of you miss the B's when there's an A and B part to the question, okay? Don't forget. All right, Lupin, I didn't know that was a name, received a shipment of 24 boxes. Oh, I do. Lupin, Is that a Harry Potter movie? Who's Lupin? Oh, I didn't know that's how you spelled it. Okay, Lupin received a shipment of 24 boxes of wind chimes. Each box contained 24 wind chimes. How many wind chimes were in the shipment? So what is that? How do you figure that out? How do you figure that out?
You could multiply 24 by 24.
Yep. So it's one of those equal group problems. So when you have an equal group problem or an equal box problem, then you're either going to multiply or divide. Well, if you divide, you get 24 divided by 24, which is 1.
That man.
You got ripped off. You did not get what he paid for there. Okay, so this is, remember, number of groups times number in group. So in this problem, the groups are boxes.
That's number 7. I corrected it. Number 7.
Okay, number 7. And then that equals your total. And that's what you're trying to find out. You're given the number of boxes, which is 24. You're given the number inside each box. So you multiply that together, what do you get?
570.
Okay, 576. Sounds about right.
Yeah, why is it so many?
He's a werewolf, so he's kind of weird. He was, until he died. Okay. Okay. All right, number 8. A box contained only milk chocolates and dark chocolates. If the ratio of dark chocolates to milk chocolates was 9:7, what fraction of the chocolates were milk chocolates? You know? What is it? Okay, is that the second one? Oh, those are milk chocolates. So that's right. So milk to dark, it is 9:7. Okay, so if you're there, wait. Hey, so what would be 7/16? Do you know what it is? Not 7/16 because you're looking for this. So it's 9 out of, add them up, 16. So 9/16 milk chocolate. Right? So whatever is red first, that's the first number. So if the ratio of milk to dark was 9:7, there's 9 milk and 7 dark. Okay? So the fraction would be 9 out of 16 milk, and dark chocolate fraction would be 7 out of 16. Okay? So whenever you're given a ratio, like a ratio of guys to girls, let's see, guys to girls would be 4 to 4. How come that works out like that? So I'll include me. 5 to 4. So what fraction are guys in this class? Yep. 5 ninths. And what fraction are girls? 4 ninths. Any questions? Okay. That is a good question. They're leaving.
When our class is full, it's girl, 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 girl. That doesn't sound like girl, but like oh.
Yeah. I think the guys might be scaring the girls away because there used to be a lot more girls in this class.
The girls go get the boys, man.
Yeah.
Go get the boys.
That's right. Okay, what does this mean when you have 2 numbers next to each other with parentheses? Means multiplication. So you can probably do this one in your head, but what happens when you multiply that? What are you going to do? Well, let's try it. 0.31 times 0.01. So where do you put the decimal? Yep.
You put the decimal Oh, well, no. This is where you put the decimal. You go all the way to the right, and then you go 4 spots over.
Yep, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 0.0031. Okay, when you multiply by 0.01, you just move the decimal over 2 places to the left. Okay? So if it's already there, moving it 2 more places, 0.0031. Got it? Okay, look at number 10. Look at it. Look at it. Whoa.
So sassy.
Number 10. How do you divide? Well,
You survive.
don't forget that first number goes on the inside of the box. Second number goes on the outside. And if you're just dividing by a whole number, what do you do with the decimal? Yeah, you just move it up, straight up. Good job. So this is the decimal in the answer. So now you can just kind of forget about it, but you might not have to. So now divide. How many times does 7 go into 0? 0. How many times does it go into 2? Still 0. How many times does it go into 28?
4.
4. And then it goes in 1 time. So there's your answer. So don't forget that 0 there. If you forget that 0, it's wrong. 41 thousandths is different than 41 hundredths. All right, number 11. Subtract. So don't subtract horizontally, subtract vertically, okay? Because it's better. What do you need first before you can add or subtract fractions, Grady? Equivalent, the same denominator, okay? So how do you make them the same denominator? What do you need to do to one or both of the fractions? Grady?
For the denominator, you define the least common multiple.
Okay, what's the least common multiple of 2 and 4?
No, 4.
4. So always look at the bigger one to see if the smaller one can go into the bigger one. You can turn that 2 into a 4 by just multiplying by 2. Whatever you do to the bottom, do to the top. So now you've got 2/4 minus 1/4. What's 2/4 minus 1/4? 1/4. And 11 minus 7 is 4. Boom. All right, number 12. Whoa, how do you multiply mixed numbers? How do you multiply mixed numbers? Hunter? Yeah, the correct answer is you don't multiply mixed numbers. You never do. Turn them into improper fractions and then multiply them. So do you guys know how to do that? How do you change this into an improper fraction? What is it? Kiara? Yeah, so 2 times 4 plus 1. 8 plus 1 is 9/4. You always end up with the same denominator. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8/3. Now you can multiply. What do you want to do? You could just multiply across and then just make sure your answer is reduced. Or you could have some fun and cross reduce before you multiply. What cross reduces? Hunter? 3 and 9 is 1 and 3, right? Don't miss out on this fun. Yes. 4 and 8 is 1 and 2, right? Just like reducing fractions diagonally. Now multiply and you get 6/1. 6/1 is just 6. So you can just write a 6. No, this is my mom's.
Oh, God.
This is where I get all my good sweaters. In my mom's closet. Okay.
So we're just sneaking your mom's closet tonight. My mom and dad.
Well, she knows. Every year I come and get a sweater from her. Okay, number 13. 8 divided by 2 and 5/6. Whoa. I can't do that.
Yes.
Okay, I believe. What do you need to do first? Grady?
Make turn 8 into 8/1.
Yeah, improper fraction everything, right?
And 2 and 5/6. Yep.
Okay, do not copy dot flop yet. If you do that at the same time you change to improper, something's gonna happen. 9 times out of 10, you might get it right, but don't take a risk. Just do one step at a time. We just changed the improper fractions first. Now, how do you divide? Yeah, flip what, Maren? Right, so copy dot flop. You're gonna copy 8/1, you're gonna dot the division sign, you're gonna flop the 17/6 to 6/17.
It should be copy dot flop multiply.
Well, dot is technically a multiplier. But
Copy dot flop.
yeah. Okay, so nothing cross reduces, so you're just left with an ugly 48/17. But you're done. That's your answer. Nice. Okay, how do you find the area of this dude?
Wait. I think you can. Oh,
It looks like an upside down view.
An upside down what?
An upside down like cartoon like Santa.
Oh, okay. I heard something I shouldn't have heard.
Never gave me that. Oh, wow.
Did I say something wrong?
No, I thought you said an upside down something else.
Okay.
Okay, so any suggestions on how to find the area of this composite figure? It's called a composite figure because you can make 2 identifiable shapes out of it. Yes, Grady?
You just draw a line in the middle, or wherever you want.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think it's easier to go here. So you got a 3x3 square. How do you find the area of a 3x3 square? See why that's 9? Everybody okay with that 9 there? Okay, what about this one? Oh, look, it's 5x7. So area equals 9 plus 35, which is 44, right? And what are the dimensions? Meters, so square meters. Everybody okay with that? Anybody have another way? We could have done it the other way by going a line there.
That's what I did.
But then we would have had to figure out, okay, so that's a 3 by, let's see, if that whole thing's 7, that's 3. So this must be, so that's 3, still 3 by, let's see, 5 plus 3 is 8. So that's 24. And then we got a 5 by, let's see, 4, 20. So 20 plus 24 is 44. You could do that. It just takes a little bit more work. Doesn't matter. There's a third way. What's the third way? Hunter? Yeah, fill in the open space and you get a 7 by, what is that? 8, 56. Then you subtract what you don't want, which is a 12, 3 by 4 rectangle. So 56 minus 12 is also 44. Okay, so 3 different ways you could do that. All right, number 15 is finding the missing number in a proportion. You got 9/8 equals something over 48. There's 2 different ways you can figure this out. You can tell me one way to figure this out. Fish method, right? Is that what you said? Yeah, so you can multiply 48 times 9. Whew, that's going to be a lot, but we could do that and then divide by 8. So 48 times 9 is 450 minus 18 is 432. Divided by 8 is 54. Okay, what's another way to do this? Anyone know the other way, Hunter? Yeah. Well, that's an 8. So you multiply 9 times 6. Because 8 times 6 is 48. And if these are equivalent fractions, whatever you do to the bottom, do to the top. What's 9 times 6? 54, that's it. Good job. All right, number 16. We've got an equation, and this looks a little bit different because there's decimals in it, but we still follow the same rules for equations. How do you find a missing number in an addition problem? That's right. And if we were just going to solve this algebraically, if we want to get W by itself, if we just added something to W, how do you get back down to W? You subtract. So this is subtracting, but really, at the end of the day, we're still just subtracting that add end from the answer. So W equals 1.69, right? 1.69. Did I do that right? Yeah. Okay, good. Check it. 1.69 plus 0.35, 2.04. Okay, works. Number 17. Find the perimeter of this figure. Here's what this figure looks like. Got 5 feet there. Got 9 feet there. Got 4 feet there. That's all I'm going to give you. No, I need to give you more. 4 feet here. You need any more dimensions to find the perimeter? You need any more dimensions? Dimensia? I think they give it to us, but do we need it?
Nope.
No, because we can just add 4 and then 4, because we know that has to add up to 4. So perimeter is just 2 4s and then 2 9s. See how the vertical lines have to add up to 9 on both sides. So there's 2 9s. So that's 18 plus 8 is 26 feet. I mean, you could figure it out. They give you this. This is 1 foot here. So this has to be 3 feet. So then if you go all the way around and add them all up, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 5 is 16, 17 plus 9 is 26. You still get the same answer. So I would do it both ways since it's a test and you want to make sure it's right. Okay? All right, 3 more problems and we're done. Okay, number 18, the coordinates of the vertices of a triangle are -8, 0, 3, 7, and 3, 0. What is the area of the triangle? Okay, well, let's graph it. So you're going to need graph paper for this test, guys. Okay, let's figure it out. How do you graph -8, 0? How do you graph -8, 0? Anyone know? You know, Hunter? Yep, so this is left 8. The first number is left to right. Don't forget. And then you go up 0. So left 8, up 0 is right there. -8, 0. Everybody okay with that? So how do you graph the next one, which is 3, 7? Not left. Right, so the first number is right or left. So it kind of makes sense that left is negative and right is positive, right? You think about a number line, left is negative, right is positive. So you go right 3. Then what do you do with that 7? Don't kill it. Up 7, right? The second number is up or down, right? or not right, up or down. Okay, so you go up 7, over right 3, up 7, about right there. Whoa. Okay. Then the next one is 3, 0. How do you graph 3, 0? Right 3 and then up 0, right? Right there. So here's what my triangle looks like. Boom, boom. How do you find the area of that triangle? How do you find the area of any triangle?
Oh, divide it.
Well, divide what in half?
Your answer.
Yeah, what do you do first? And then you divide it in half. But what are you going to multiply first? Hunter, do you remember? Base times height. What's the base? And what's the height?
The base is
Yeah, look. If I go from -8 all the way to +3, that's 8 plus 3 more is 11. And then what's the height? 7. Look, it just goes up to 3, 7. So it just goes up 7. And then you divide by 2. So that's 77 divided by 2. So that's 38.5. Whew, 38.5. That was kind of a difficult one. All right, let's look at 19. Segment AB is 56 millimeters. So I'm going to put that in there, 56 millimeters, right here from A to B. Everybody okay with that? CD is 14 millimeters, so this guy is 14 millimeters. All right. Segment AD, the whole thing is 98 millimeters. So this thing is 98 millimeters. Oops. So how do you figure out what BC is? So we need to know what this is. Oops. Any guesses? Grady knows. Anyone else? You know how to figure out this missing length? 2 people? No? Dylan, how would you do this? So that's what we're trying to figure out. The only thing we know is this length, and this. Okay? Right, so you add these up, and then whatever's left out of that is going to be that. So you're going to have to subtract 98 minus that, right? Is that what you guys would do? Okay, so this is 98 minus this 56, whatever 56 plus 14 is. That's actually 70. So 98 minus 70 is 28 millimeters. It kind of makes sense. 56, 28, 14. Yeah, looks about right. Yes, Kiara?
So I didn't do it that way. I did not know what I did. It's 14 times 2 equals 28. And I guess
Yeah, I think you just got lucky.
I just got lucky.
Yeah, but does this make sense, doing it this way? Does that make sense, doing it that way? Okay, because it's kind of like saying, well, I know it's 56 miles to Idaho Springs, which is nice. And then from Dillon to Kremling, it's 14 miles. So how far is it from, Idaho Springs to Dillon? You could figure that out. Number 20. What number is halfway between 31 and 32? How do you find halfway between 2 numbers? You could just think about it. What's halfway between 31 and 32? Aaron? 31.5. If you can't figure that out, you can just average them. How do you find the average of two numbers? All right, so 31.5. You guys good with this test? The boys in the back are. They haven't been really paying attention, have they?
I've been following you on the
Okay.
Hey, it's still
Yeah, big surprise. Okay. Are you guys good? All right.